Hello, welcome to my review of Beyonce's Midnight Heat. I've chosen this one tonight because it's kind of next on my list. I have a weird way of going through what I'm going to review next, and I'm choosing this one tonight. I'm not going to go into it, it's too boring and complicated anyway. So this is the only fragrance by Beyonce that I own. It was a gift. It's purple, which is always good. I think it's her fourth fragrance she's ever done. She did, obviously, Heat was her first one. I've only smelt that once and very briefly and wasn't too impressed by it. I'm not a celebrity perfume snob by any means. If you go down on my channel, I have a whole section of celebrity fragrances that I've reviewed. But yeah, I wasn't impressed by Heat too much, but this one, I don't know. Anyway, it's an Oriental Floral. It came out in 2012, and as I said, it's her fourth one. I think she had Heat, then she had Heat, I don't know, was it Extreme or Intense or something, and then she had Heat Rush, which was the orange. I think it's much more tropical version of the fragrance. Yeah, so this is the Midnight Heat one, so it's supposed to be, I guess, the kind of darker, more sultry version of what she first released. So I'd give you the notes. It's plum. The top notes are plum, starfruit and dragon fruit. I'll talk about those in a minute. Then the heart notes are orchid, black tulip, which sounds amazing to me. Something called a Sirius something. I'm not really sure what that is, but apparently it's a flower that smells somewhat like vanilla, and then peony, which is another very sweet, I think, a flower that's got quite a lot of depth to it, but it's very sweet and almost rosy, but more interesting. Sorry, Rose, I didn't mean to say that about you, but that's how I feel. And then the base is kind of typical patchouli, amber and sandalwood. So those are the notes. Try and think about what it's going to smell like in your head. I don't know. It's okay. Here's the box. It's nice, deep purple. Sorry, the bird is again tweeting. God, he wasn't tweeting before. Now he is, now that I'm talking. Yeah, it's got the Beyonce thing on it. Beyonce Midnight Heat. Mine's a little 30ml. It's called an eau de parfum. Again, I'm not really sure I agree with that at all. I think a lot of celebrity fragrances now, they're releasing them as eau de parfums, and then when you wear them, you just think, not sure about that really, because an eau de parfum should be of somewhat a significant strength. It should last a while. You know, here's the bottle. Mine's a little diddy one, it's kind of cute. I've used a bit today. I've actually used quite a lot of it today because I've sprayed it on myself over and over to try and get the feel of it and the dry down, and it just kind of keeps disappearing, which is unfortunate, but it does. So you've got the lid, which is meant, it looks kind of like ice to me. It's not smooth, it's kind of got facets in it, and it is tinged with purple as well. You've got Heat there, Beyonce there. There's a bee, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bee there that looks like that. And then it just goes down to, it's like a shaded purple, but the bottom of it is not smooth either. It's supposed to look kind of like, it's like purple ice, I guess, which I think is quite nice. So I'm going to spray it on myself again, on this hand. So what I want to say is, it's sometimes when you look at a fragrance on paper, I read a lot about fragrances, I do my research, and sometimes they can be built up so much. I was thinking, gosh, dragon fruit, starfruit, this new flower that I've never heard of before. And dragon fruit I'm familiar with, not in a fragrance, but I'm familiar with it actually eating it. I've been to Vietnam and Thailand, and I've eaten dragon fruit quite a few times it doesn't really taste of anything at all. It's so beautiful. It's this deep red, it looks like it has leaves on the outside, and when you cut into it, it's got white flesh with tons and tons of black seeds, and it's very impressive to look at on a plate, but when you actually eat it, I'm kind of struggling to find the flavours. So I was wondering what dragon fruit is going to be in a fragrance. Star fruit as well, I kind of consider it like a potato. It doesn't really have any flavour. It has the texture of a nice fruit, but it's very boring. So the top notes in this fragrance, literally plum is what's holding it up. Plum is usually, you know, it's a very, in fragrances, it's a very deep, dark, kind of fleshy, purple smelling fruit. It's the main note of Poison, well, one of the main notes of Poison by Dior. So this is why I'm thinking that this is called Midnight Heat, because it's going for that kind of darker thing. I can usually smell only plum when I smell it, but again, it's not like real plum at all. Plums don't taste like what they smell. It's like grape. Grapes don't smell like how they taste. I'm losing my train of thought, but do you know what I mean? You know, if you have grape Kool-Aid or grape Jolly Ranchers or grape anything, it doesn't really taste like what an actual grape tastes like. And it's the same with plum. Plum, I think, is this kind of synthetically produced note that's supposed to feel kind of dark and heavy, and I like it, but it's not what I think a real plum tastes like. So moving on from the plum, you've got this floral heart that on paper again sounds incredible, I think. Orchid, lovely. It's a very delicate, beautiful, kind of ethereal, sweet flower. Black tulip I've never smelled. Then the mystery flower, Sirius something, right? Well, I don't know what it is. I'm not even going to try to pretend that I know. And then peony. I would hope that this would smell much more like a darker floral. It's an oriental floral at the end of the day, and I don't really think it delivers at all in that sense. It smells to me like a plum patchouli, if that's even a word. It's plum and patchouli. It's kind of basic when you smell it. It doesn't smell like all of these lovely things I can see here and I've read about and stuff. It's not like that at all. It's got like a fuzzy sweetness to it. It does have, if you can imagine, it's a kind of synthetic plum or a dark fruit purple kind of smell, but then you have a fuzzy sweetness in the middle and then patchouli, and that's pretty much what it smells like. Yeah, it's the longevity of it leaves a lot to be desired, unfortunately. It's maybe I'm expecting too much from a celebrity fragrance, but I'm in no way a celebrity fragrance snob. I've got loads, I've reviewed loads, some of them are amazing, some of them aren't. There's going to be Beyonce people watching this that are just thinking thumbs down, but I'm here to review fragrance, not the celebrity. I love Beyonce, I've been to see her live, so. But yeah, I think it feels like it's just another churn out of something just to create something else. I think Heat had potential, I wasn't impressed. Then there was another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now she's just released something about Mrs. Carter tour. I think it's just not really perfumery, it's just kind of trying to push something out there that's going to appeal to the mass markets, which I'm not saying it's horrible smelling. Like I said, it's pleasant, it's plummy, it's got a semi-sweetness to it, and it's got a nice kind of patchouli base, but it's in no way as interesting as it sounds, and it's definitely not something midnight or nighttime, or not going to last the night even. I've sprayed it on so many times, it just keeps disappearing. So anyway, that's my review of Midnight Heat by Beyonce. I'll see you guys soon, and I hate to give a negative review, but you know, I'm only going to be honest. See you guys soon. Thanks. Bye bye.